What's up again, guys? Brian here at 3TR, and I have a quick little top 5 list for you to share with you guys today. Now, unless you can't read or you've been living under a rock for the past couple of days, I'm sure some of you may have heard a little bit of an announcement that it's possible, it's not 100%, but it's possible that Capcom may be revealing Devil May Cry 5 at this year's Tokyo Game Show. Now, if this is true, and we are getting a Devil May Cry 5, I'm pretty excited about it because Devil May Cry is one of my all-time favorite franchises, and it looks like since Capcom is doing the game, we might be returning back to form and not wanting to continue the story that I believe Ninja Theory did with their little DMC storyline, which I didn't think was bad, but I just didn't really feel like it was a true Devil May Cry game. So, without further ado, I kind of would like just to share the 5 things that I would like to see in Devil May Cry 5. Starting off with number 5 is, I'd like to have the same voice actors return. Now, I don't really have a problem, with them changing the voices of characters because, Dante's voice has changed throughout the games, but I really would like to get the cast that they used for Devil May Cry 4. I thought it was a really great set of voice actors. I thought they played off each other very, very well, and I really would like to see that dynamic continue in the next installment of the Devil May Cry franchise. I mean, if you've seen the animated show and you've seen Devil May Cry 5, then I think you'll kind of understand how that dynamic actually brings a lot of humor and a lot of chemistry among the characters. And that's why I would love to see them all return. Going on into number 4, I would actually like to learn a lot more about Sparta. Now, believe it or not, the character Sparta, which I personally think he could get his own game, by the way, we've never actually gone too deep into Dante's parents. They tried to hint at it a little bit in the DMC comic storyline, but I really would like to see them actually put a lot of effort. I mean, we got a little hint of it in Devil May Cry 3, and then they had like a really cool intro for it in Devil May Cry 1, and then they kind of acknowledged that like Sparta was like their worshiper in Devil May Cry 4. But we've never actually gotten really deep into the Sparta character. And I think that with the current situation that I hope the next game goes into, we could actually see Dante actually taking the interest into his father, and it would be even crazier if we actually had a moment where Dante actually gets to meet Sparta. I think that would be a pretty badass moment, unless you guys don't think so. So that's why it's number 4 on this list. Going on into number 3 is something that I'm sure they'll do, but it could be a little bit of a shocker if they don't. And that is, make Dante the main character again. Now look, I'm aware that Dante was in Devil May Cry 4, but let's admit, the main character for that game was Nero. They were just using Dante for backtracking, which I thought was a bit ridiculous, because we were pretty much doing everything we did with Nero with Dante, and surprisingly, it was a lot better to play as Dante than it was with Nero, but that's just my opinion. So, go back to form. This story is about Dante, making the main character. I want to see his story continue. Now, I don't mind expanding the story of other characters that he meets along the way, but he's the main character, focus on him, making the main character once again. Going on into number 2 is something which we've kind of done in previous Devil May Cry games, but probably not to this extent. And that is, I would love to have Trish, Lady, and Lucia be playable characters. Now, you can play as Lucia in Devil May Cry 2, and you kind of can play as Trish in Devil May Cry 2 as well, but we've never actually had a chance to play as Lady. I think that the fact that she is not a demon and doesn't have these powers and will be a much more grounded character, I think really opens the door for a lot of innovative gameplay tactics. I mean, we could see a number of different ways how she would approach demon hunting, because she doesn't have the advantages that someone like Lucy or Trish or Dante has. So I think that would just bring a massive dynamic. And the fact that we could actually play as female characters and a great diversity of female characters, I think would be a really welcome addition to the Devil May Cry franchise. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still want to play as the badass demon killer himself, Dante, but I wouldn't mind playing as a girl kicking some demon ass. And then, since I've kind of mentioned number 2, that kind of leads into number 1. The number one most thing I want about Devil May Cry 5, and that is, I want this to be a sequel to Devil May Cry 2. Now, Devil May Cry 2 has really gotten a really bad rap, and I'm really not sure why, because personally, I actually don't mind Devil May Cry 2. I thought it was a good game. I certainly think it's the weakest out of the 3 games, but I did think the story was passable, and with the way it ended, it definitely left off with an open ending that they could continue in Devil May Cry 5. Now, for those of you that don't know, spoiler alert, the ending to Devil May Cry 2 has Dante being kind of trapped in the demon world, and then the last scene of the game is you hear a bike pull up, and the character at that time, his partner, is Lucia, and she thinks that's Dante. What if that wasn't Dante? What if that's Lady coming back to see, where's Dante? And Trish shows up. It's like, well, Dante's trapped in hell, so I think the three of us need to go into hell and go get him. I think that would be a really great story for Devil May Cry 5. I mean, Dante's trying to get out, and these three girls who are his partners and friends, they each one help him get out of the demon world too. I think that would be a great story for them to continue. I don't want them to do what they did with 4, by having 4 take place before a previous installment, because that just kind of messes up continuity, and we've got enough of that in the video game industry. So without that, those are the 5 things that I would like to see come out of Devil May Cry 5 whenever we get like an official trailer or an official announcement, hopefully at this year's Tokyo Game Show. Now that I've shared my list, what are some 5 things that you guys would like to see in Devil May Cry 5? Please share your list in the comments down below, and if you like this video, feel free to like, comment down below, and please subscribe to check me my future videos. And like always, thank you guys for watching, you're awesome, and I'll see you next time.